Hey everyone, so what if I told you your customer service team wasn't just a cost center, but could actually be one of your best sales channels? Well, today, we're going to break down exactly how you can turn your support team into an absolute growth engine.
Let's just start with a really fundamental question. Think about it for your own business right now. Is your customer service something you see as a cost you have to minimize, or is it a growth engine you want to maximize? Your answer to that question really frames everything we're about to talk about.
For a long time, it felt like technology was the answer to scaling customer support, right? Specifically, those traditional chatbots. But as we're about to see, that old model is just, well, it's broken. It promised to make things efficient, but it often delivered something else entirely.
And here's the real reason that old model failed. Our expectations as customers have just gone through the roof. We're all so used to the speed of Amazon, where everything you could possibly want is just a couple of clicks away. We now expect that exact same instant gratification from every single brand. Waiting hours for a simple answer? Yeah, that just doesn't fly anymore.
And this is exactly what happened when those early chatbots tried to meet that demand. It led to this universal feeling of frustration. You know the one I'm talking about. You get stuck in these loops, you get these totally irrelevant pre-written answers, and you end up just typing "talk to a human" over and over. This whole thing created what we call bot fatigue, and honestly, it ended up hurting the customer experience more than it ever helped. Okay, so understanding the technology here is really the key to seeing the way forward. Over on the left, you've got your traditional scripted chatbots. They can only follow a really rigid path, kind of like a phone tree. In the middle, you have a generic AI. It can kind of guess what you want, but it doesn't have any of your specific business context. But on the right, that's the real game changer. This is an AI that's trained specifically on your company's own data. We're talking past support tickets, your knowledge base, all your product docs. It doesn't just answer questions, it actually gets work done. And this new technology creates a completely new paradigm. We're making this massive shift from AI that just, answers questions to an AI that actually gets work done. And most importantly, an AI that can proactively sell.
So this approach, it's called text intelligence, and its real power is in that training data. This isn't some off-the-shelf generic AI. You should think of it more like an expert on your business from the second it's turned on. It's already read every single support document and policy, which allows it to resolve really complex issues with total precision, not just point you to an FAQ page.
Let's make this real for a second. Imagine a customer wants to make a return, and it's midnight. The AI doesn't just create a ticket for someone to look at in the morning. No, it processes the return and sends a shipping label right then and there. Or, say it investigates a tricky billing question and gives a clear, totally accurate answer in just seconds. And here's the sales part. It notices a customer is hitting a feature limit on their plan and proactively suggests a relevant upgrade. Now that is service that sells. And we're not just talking about one-off upsells here. This type of AI is literally designed to spot revenue opportunities in every single conversation. It can make personalized product recommendations, it can identify potential leads for your sales team, and it can even offer targeted discounts to help convert a buyer who's on the fence. Every support chat suddenly becomes a potential sales conversation. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great in theory, but does it actually, work? Well, this is where we get to the proof. The hard numbers from some major brands who've already made this exact shift.
Our first example is a massive, absolutely iconic venue, Wembley Stadium. They were dealing with a huge volume of customer questions and had a sales process that was really reliant on phone calls.
So what was the result of them implementing this strategy? They added an incredible $1.5 million in new revenue in just 6 months. This wasn't about saving costs. This was a direct injection right into their top line. And here's some context from their digital manager. The AI was so good at handling both support and sales questions that they actually felt confident enough to remove their phone number from their website completely. That is a huge strategic shift, and it was all driven by their trust in the technology. All right, next up, a brand I'm pretty sure we all know in the retail space, Sephora. For them, the challenge is giving that high-touch, personalized service in a super high-volume digital world. So, by using proactive AI chat to offer helpful, relevant suggestions while people were shopping, they saw a 25% increase in their average order value. This is a perfect example of how amazing service directly leads to customers spending more money. But the impact here, it isn't just about revenue. I mean, look at the other results this generates.
a 98% customer satisfaction score. That is just astronomical. That's how you build loyalty. Then, you see almost 90% of cases are fully resolved through automation, which means customers get instant answers and your human team is freed up. And that leads right to an 18% reduction in your team's manual workload, letting them focus on the most complex, highest-value interactions.
So what does all of this mean for you? It means it's time to start thinking about customer service not just as an operational cost, but as your next huge strategic move for growth. This really captures the whole shift in mindset. The old way was reactive, totally focused on deflecting tickets just to cut costs. The new way is proactive, and it's focused on generating revenue and creating value in every single interaction. You're basically moving from playing defense to playing offense.
So, the one single idea to take away from this whole explainer is this: great service sells. It's that simple. When you solve a customer's problem quickly, accurately, and proactively, you don't just earn their satisfaction, you earn their business. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. If it's true that great service sells, take a really hard look at your own support operation and ask yourself, what is it selling right now? And more importantly, what could it be selling tomorrow?